a component of, this is a component of the Drawing and Painting Memories of Home program, generously sponsored by the Refson Foundation. And our instructor, Carl, is going to take over. Carl, thank you.
Hi, everybody. It's very good to see you today. And also, I want to thank you for your time and patience. I saw the homework and they were very nice. For those of you who didn't get the chance to send me any homework, you can still do that, and I will send you a feedback through email. Also, there's a link to the previous classes. So weekly, what I'm going to do, I will be putting homeworks and drawing references that you can check, and so that you can practice on your free times and stuff like that. Also, I will give you like uh, specific notes and special notes so that you can have fun on your free time. So today, what we're gonna do, we're gonna be drawing houses and different types of buildings. But first, we're going to start with the homework. And I think I want to start with, who do I want to start with? Give me a second, guys. Kathy?
Yes, how are you, Carl?
Good, I'm good. Guys, can you see my screen?
Yes, I could see it says a train on track in
Yeah, it's
the
a train
autumn.
on a track. Yes, it's a train on a track. So, Kathy, I really like the overall. So, as you can see, I didn't do much. I didn't do much. Uh, just reinforce the outline of the other object. And if you want, you could add like some, some lines, just to show that, okay, this is in a minute. You could add some lines, in the middle of the track, just to reinforce the idea. But overall, I love it.
Thank you, Carl. I like your outlining in black. It really brings it out.
Yeah, it brings it out. Yes, it adds a little bit of more contrast. So yeah, but after that, good job. As a tip, I don't know, you use, this is water paint, right?
Uh, it's a little bit of everything. I had some water paint, I had some chalk, and I had these fine line Sharpies.
The fine Sharpies. So what you can do, the Sharpie, you can use it in the last minute. So wait for everything to dry first, like um, you know, like the watercolor. So you let it dry for a few minutes, and then you use the Sharpie marker for the outlines.
Great, great. It takes courage to use the heavy black, but I see what a difference it makes.
Yes, definitely. But
Carl,
overall, you did great. You did great.
Thank you, Carl.
All right.
Carl, may I ask a question?
Mm-hmm.
I do see how having the outline make the image pop. I'm curious, how come you do not outline the train?
The train was already outlined. I believe she used a black Sharpie marker, right, Kathy?
Correct.
Yeah, but what happened, is the camera itself, so you cannot see it, but definitely is black.
I see.
So
Okay.
if I trick the contrast of the image a little bit, you'll see it pop a little more. But definitely, it's already outlined. It's just it must be the camera.
Okay.
Must be the
Thank you.
camera. All right. And who else? And now I think Okay, second person, Liam. Okay, Liam is not already here.
Is Liam available?
Speak. Whoa, how cool is that?
So this is what Liam did, and I mean this is my interpretation, but mostly I like what Liam did. He actually did great. The only thing I would say though is would be to focus more on the outline of the truck and a little more, add a little more outline in the background so that you can see it. But basically, what all I did was just pretty much like copy what he did, and maybe if he had a little bit more color, you could see basically what's going on right there. But overall, he did great. He did great.
Thank you.
All right, great. And another thing, Liam, when you use color, let's say you want to, whenever you color something, uh, let's say your hand motion is left to right, so keep going left to right. So don't do this. It's gonna be tiring. So just go like left and right, left and right. If you do up and
Okay.
down, keep going up and down. For the tires, basically you can do circle motion. You start from the inner point and then you go out little by little, little by
Okay.
little. Yes. If you need to redo the same motion to fill it out, then you just do that. But overall, I like what you did. I like the approach. Keep going.
Okay, I'll keep it up.
Perfect. Now, who's next? Oh, okay. For some reason, image is not opening. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on.
I see a different file next to it. Oh, I can see it now.
Yes.
Very cheerful buildings.
So for this one, as you can see, I didn't do much because I like the overall idea. I like it. I love it. I love this approach. It's almost like an illustrated cartoon. So it's very, I mean, pretty much original. And I like the way she played with the color. So the only thing I did though was, um, for the shadow. So yes, that's what I did. And since you added some shadows by the window, so probably the light come was on top, and maybe it was coming a little bit from the right. Based on what you did here, I could tell, okay, the light was coming that way. So all I did was I had a little shadow right there, as you can see.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hi,
you can do it with the marker or you just brush, right?
No, not brush. I think I use marker. Yeah.
Marker. So, um, so with your gray marker, so you go from left to right once, and then you do the same motion again a second time, just to add a little bit of more shadow in the middle right there.
Okay.
It adds contrast, and since the sun is pretty bright, as I can tell.
That's right.
Yeah, it's pretty. And
Yeah,
for the orange,
yes.
you can add that little bit, like finish it right there on the left and right.
Yeah, and this picture, I used the picture in class, right? We draw we draw the car. So I leave the car there, but the background I changed it to my hometown. These are famous buildings in my hometown. So that's my story.
Can you share with us your hometown?
Yeah,
Can you tell us more? What are these buildings and why are they smiling?
Yeah, this is this is my hometown is Shanghai, you know, and this is in the Bund. We call the Bund, and those
Mhm.
buildings are very famous. And the with the green top is Peace Hotel, and with the clock is the customer house, the old customer house, and in the middle is the HSBC Bank. So these are all the buildings lined up at the Huangpu River. It's called the Bund. So this is the Shanghai, and my house is not far from it. So when we were young, we went there very often after school.
That's an amazing story. Are these business still operating in these buildings? The bank, I guess, is.
Yeah, Peace Hotel is still a Peace Hotel. Yeah. And customer house is, I think, is doing something else. But HSBC Bank, I think, is now Pudong Development Bank, I think. But
It's still a bank.
Yeah, still bank. They keep the you say keep the shape like that.
Beautiful. And the clock is still running, even though it's no longer a custom house.
The car is from the cow's picture.
I'm talking about the clock.
Yeah, in Shanghai, this is all these buildings are built by the people from British, so it's similar to London.
Right. Shanghai was one of the earlier metropolitan cities in China that was open to the people internationally. That's why architecturally, you will see many interesting designs. So welcome to visit if you have a chance in the future. There's a lot of history and beauty there.
Sure, I'll visit.
Yes, I was talking about the clock on top of the custom house is still running.
Yes.
And it's a famous tourist site.
Yeah, everyone go to Shanghai will visit the Huangpu River, the Bund. Yeah.
Right. And they have built many new tourist attractions, new buildings nearby also. But these are the older establishments, history.
Yeah, this is on the west side of the river, but on the east side river, that's a new development zone. So all the tall buildings are built there.
Right. Thank you so much for sharing, Pearl.
Thank you.
Great.
Oh, I see somebody commenting. Lian, was that Lian who commenting 上海很
It's my
漂亮
mom.
Leon 的妈妈
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
很漂亮 means very pretty in Chinese.
是我很喜欢上
Oh
海
wow,
Glad
you
you love
speak
it.
you speak very well. Thank you.
哪里你太客气了，好，谢谢。
Thank you. Okay, Kyle, sorry to interrupt
That's
you.
okay. That's okay. I don't know if Sandy's here. Sandy?
I think Sandy is here.
I'm here.
Yeah, so I could not open the image. I don't know what happened. It said inline image or something like that. So I tried
Oh,
my best to open the image. I could not get it.
okay, I'll resend it.
All right, perfect. And don't worry, I'll still send you the feedback, and then
Thank
I'll
you.
put it on the folder so that everybody can see it. So the before and after.
Thank
So
you.
everybody can use it as reference. All right. Now, what I'm gonna do, let me open Give me a minute, guys. And I always trust technology sometimes. Sorry, guys. Just something with my computer.
Carl, you are muted. We could not hear you. Okay.
Yes, yes. Okay, I'm gonna switch to using my iPad. That's why, because I know what's happening with Photoshop. I'm gonna switch. Should not take long. Oh, I see someone asked if they can have access to. Oh, how do they get access to the third class session 3, right? I'm going to
Yes.
share. Yeah, I'm going to share the link to the folder. Actually, I think I think I have that link.
When you share links on the chat earlier, latecomers would not be able to see. So from time to time, I will copy your link in the chat for everyone.
Yeah, that definitely will help.
That's the Google Drive, right?
Yeah, it's a Google Drive. Yeah.
And it contains everything from class 1 through class 4 and 5.
Yes, yes. I think one of the class is still missing. I think it's class number 3.
Yes, class 3 was not recorded
It wasn't
due to
recorded, but I
technical
have,
issues.
I have a few files that I put there, and definitely I will do a follow-up video to that class, so that everybody could like go back and do some exercise and do whatever they missed that day. So I will share the link to the folder in a few minutes. And from time to time, latecomers could get it. So right now we're gonna use like very basic shapes um, in order to draw a house. Right. So let's say you were to draw a house, right? And we're doing it from imagination. So first, I could draw a very loose line. I know. Can you see the screen clearly?
Yes, yes. Your
Perfect.
line is relatively light in color.
Yes.
So you're drawing a horizontal long line.
Horizontal line.
Mhm.
And what we're going to do around this point right there, we draw like a vertical rectangle, like so. And now if you want, you can start erasing these lines right there.
So that long horizon line
Yes,
anchors the painting, the drawing, right?
Mhm.
So we
Yes.
know that's where the horizon is.
Yes. And now, let's see, around this level right here, right? Let's say we have another rectangle. That would be the side, right? And also feel free to use your eraser. Don't be afraid. Because this is just the beginning phase, right? It's just sketching. No rush. Just having a little fun right here. And then from the top, let's say we have a little triangle here. If you're having difficulty, you can just draw a line right here, a center line. And then don't press too hard on the pencil because this is just a sketching phase. All right. We're not trying to do things perfect for now. Making anything perfect. And for the side, we can use the same, continue the same line right here. And if I want, I can give it a little star, a bit. So I continue this line here, right there. I do the same on that side. Go crazy a little bit. Not too much. And now if I want, I can start drawing the door right away, like so. And we have 2 squares right there. And you have your hand, the door knob. Yeah. And let's not forget the windows, of course. And we're gonna do the same thing on the side. Just had like probably a large window, like so. Just one rectangle, we separate it, and then very easy. Now let's say I want to make it a little bit more interesting, right? So I can start drawing the background. So for that part of the mountain, let's guess it goes like this. And so do the same thing here, but we can make this one a little shorter. Now at this point, I can do whatever I want. I can either put some grass, but what are we going to do? Gotta draw a sun right here. A little bit of shine. And then to make things a little bit more interesting, draw just little lines here. Shine. It's slow. So let's just imagine this would be the grass. And that part right there would be the street. So for the street, I can just draw these lines. Now, at this point, we can add our details. Now, if you're using watercolor and marker, the best thing would be to use your watercolor first. So you paint over the pencil lines and outside and inside the pencil lines, and then you let it dry for a few minutes, and then you use your marker, like a black Sharpie marker, for the outlines. But you have to make sure that the paint is super, super dry. If not, you're gonna have an effect. So the alcohol will mixed up with the paint, and you want like the effect. So now let's say I'm heading. Now, if you're still using watercolor for the outline, so the best thing you can do is to use the colors first, and then with a very fine, and I mean a very thin brush, you use the black, and then you paint over. But make sure the first color that you use is already dry. That's if you're using watercolor, of course. So for the window, to make it more interesting, the line that we had before, they basically markups, so guidelines. So if you want, you can make it very simple. You just draw over these lines. If not, you can do this, and then and give the window a little bit of shine just by drawing these thin lines like so. Can do the same right here. Now, this actual door is pretty much wood, but let's say you want to show that there's a window right there, right? So you just do this. Yeah, also no choice, pretty much. And if you want, let's say you would like to add, this chimney right there, so you can do this. And you'd give it a little smoke. And for the background, so your final artwork should look something like this. Once you erase the pencil lines that you don't want, you should have something like this, basically.
Are you going to add shadows to indicate direction of light, Carl?
Yes. You can add shadow at the end. Speaking of shadow, for those of you who are actually using a watercolor or alcohol marker, what you can do, you use the darker color first. That's the darker shades, and then you use the lighter shade second. So let's say, for example, you're using watercolor. Just a quick example. So I have the square here, right? So let's say that area will be darker. So what you do, you use your darker color first, right? And then little by little, and your lighter color will be used less, like so. Or you can do the reverse. But basically, especially with alcohol markers, the more you add, the more you color, the darker the spot will be. So let's say you're using gray, so it's gonna be something like this. So if you do the same motion on that spot, it would look something like this, right? And so on and so forth.
Are there questions from participants?
Now, so I have my overall artwork. So we should have something like this, right? So now let's talk about shadows a little bit, right? So we know that our light is coming from that side. So which means this area will be darker and that area will be lighter, right? Which means our light it goes like this. So our light will go like this, right? So whenever there's an object that's actually facing the light, then we know that the other side of that object will be darker. So for instance, let's say, let's start, as a quick example, right? So we know that that area would be casting a bit of light. So we should have something like this, right? For the door, and do the same, just to show a little bit of depth. The doorknob, so there's a bit of light that crosses it, but we still have some shadow underneath, right there. This thing here. Also, we have a little bit here, but once we do that, we have to show that this is actually almost like a sidewalk, right? So we had a darker line right here. And do the same here. And of course, there'll be a little bit of shadow on that side. Not too much, just a little bit. So basically, we went from this, right? To oh, good.
There's a question. What about the
Hmm?
window? What about the windows?
The windows. Oh, definitely. You can add some details on the window, as if you want. But for the window, you will go. I mean, you might go. Something like this, right? Oh, my color is a bit dark, but you could get the idea. I don't know what's going on with my. I don't know if it's a tablet. It might be the tablet. I'm sure it's the tablet. Definitely the tablet. So for the window, I'm gonna send in. Oh, Sandy. All right. Okay. Do we have any other question? Sandy, I just sent you a text.
You just sent me what? I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
the answer. So for the shadows, usually you can have them like right below the the top part of the frame.
Right.
Yes,
Okay. Thank
because
you.
yes.
I wasn't sure if the shadow would be the same as you did on the door. You know how
I
you
mean,
did the top and the side?
yeah, it's definitely gonna be the same, but The thing is, the bigger the shadow, it might have a little depth to the window, definitely, but it's
Mhm.
almost the same idea.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right. So right now, what I think I'm gonna do, I think I'm gonna give you a classwork, and then you're gonna try to recopy it. And I think I'll give you probably 20 minutes. Is 20 minutes too much? Yanli, what do you think?
Well, let's ask the audience. 20 minutes is good. Actually, I think whoever could finish first could show their work, whether it's 20 minutes or 15 minutes or 25 minutes. We have until 3 o'clock today to conclude the class. So take your time. You don't have to rush. But if you like to do something fancy, you could use that time to do extra stuff or do 2 drawings or even 3. That's my opinion. Okay, so you decide how you want to use this time. You could do various kinds of houses based on the reference picture.
Yes, I think I'm gonna give the classwork right away because I think I'm very excited today. I don't know. Maybe it's the weather.
That's right. It's very, very hot. The real summer weather in New York.
Well, it's not that hot. Not that hot.
Maybe somebody is going to use your reference photo, which I haven't seen yet, to draw a tropical house.
You never know. I think I might have a reference image. Speaking of tropical.
Or if somebody want to do an igloo, why not on a hot day like this? I mean, I really feel, don't ask me. I'll give you all sorts of ideas because that's what's in my mind. But as a painter, as an artist, please decide how you feel comfortable doing the various settings of your house.
Yes. So this is the actual. Now it's 1:55. So let's say 20 minutes. It should be. Yes. Why not?
So Carl, help me please. Do you want people to add the house to this
Yeah,
scenery?
they can add a house in the scenery if they want, or also use the previous knowledge that they had and combine, this image to automate, come up with something original if they want to, but
Okay,
cartoony, basically.
I see. Thank you.
Hmm?
Enjoy.
现在做功课，叫你20分钟。
20 minutes past yet, right? No? Not yet.
I don't think so, Carl. But if someone wants to show their work,
I think let's wait. Let's wait for everybody to be done
Yes.
first. Yeah.
oh, Liam raised his hand. Liam, are you done with your homework?
It's my homework.
Oh, no, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. My mistake. I don't know why I used the word homework. My brain was not working when I say that. Are you done with the classwork?
Yes.
Yes, he's
Wow.
done. He's definitely ready. Yeah.
Okay. So, Carl, do you want to go over Liam's work first or wait? Oh, I see two other participants raising their hands. So it appears to me that a few people are done. Do you want to give them a try now or wait a few more minutes?
5 more minutes.
5 more minutes. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Maybe the 3 participants who have raised their hands could do another drawing in 5 minutes. That's a challenge. Maybe it's a similar thing or maybe very different. 5 minutes for the first 3 people. And then the other folks has also 5 minutes to finish the class work. Thank you.
Okay, 2 minutes left. And then I'm gonna start sharing my screen. Okay, I believe we're ready now, right?
Okay.
Let's start with
So
Liam.
are you going to stop sharing the screen?
Yes,
If
yes, yes,
anyone
yes.
has, okay, now I am going to find the people who have raised their hands.
Mhm.
Let me find Liam first.
Mhm.
Liam, I think you need to make video possible for me to pin you for the class. I'm gonna pick Sandy first. Oh, Liam is here, okay. Okay, Kyle, I'm gonna remove you from the spotlight. Only Liam, put your work in front of your face.
Mhm.
Back up a little bit so it's in focus. Oh, I see chairs, I see table. Tell us the story.
So first I made the ocean. I made the ocean
Mhm.
first, and then I did these trees back here,
Mhm.
and then I did the tree and the shadow, and then I did these two chairs and the umbrella, and last I did the clouds.
Okay, I like it. One thing you can do for the ocean, you can draw like just a few waves, and a few curvy lines. Not too much, just a few, just to emphasize the idea. Okay, this is water over there, like this is the ocean. But overall, I love it. Great work.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to go to the Sandy.
Yay, Cindy.
It's out of focus. You probably need to back up a little bit, right, Sandy? Is it? To me, it's out of focus. Screen is not very. Is it
Okay,
out
right
of
there,
focus
right
for
there.
you?
I think you can pull back a little bit, like, right.
Can you see
Uh,
it?
I think I can see it.
I don't know what's with my camera. I think we had the same issue last time.
Do
Yeah.
you want to wipe your camera? Maybe it has a film, or maybe it
Uh,
has
I don't
the
think it has a
filtering
film.
effect that you set in the setting.
No.
I don't
Okay.
know. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. The little house, is that a vacation? That reminds you, is that a
This is the
vacation?
hut. It's a
Or is it a
hut.
hut?
It's a
Okay.
hut. It's a condo in Tahiti.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. I see, I see. Um, I love it. Just you can just add a little bit of shadow under the house.
Okay.
And also add maybe a few outlines um um, at the top of the house. But
Okay.
overall, I love it. Overall, I love the idea.
Thank you.
All right, great. And this is
Laura.
Laura. Yeah, perfect. Oops, 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 oops. I think okay, right there. That's perfect. I like the overall idea. Just as I mentioned to Liam, you can have a few waves just a few lines on the water just to emphasize the idea. Okay, this is actually the ocean. And after that, the lines on the trees, you can make them a little bit thicker. But after that, I love it.
Thank you.
All right. And now we got we got other people who raise hand.
Yeah, I always hand.
Oh, Lena.
Yeah. I'll show my.
Yeah, great. Oh, interesting. Uh, this is alcohol marker, right?
Yeah.
Alcohol based marker.
Yeah.
My favorite. Um, okay, I like it. I like the overall idea. Um,
I don't know how to do the shadow. That is, I never can make it correct. I think the shadow size is too big.
the shadow. I mean, you could still do the shadow with the, with the gray marker.
Oh,
Yeah, with the gray marker. So if you want to, you
that I didn't use the marker. I just used the color pen. Okay, so because the
the kind
marker,
of paint.
I
Okay.
was scared because I don't do the draft. If the marker going on is making a mistake, I couldn't get it out because I draw
Oh, okay. Okay, I see what you mean. I see what you mean. Yeah.
draft, just the marker go to right away.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, overall, I love it.
Oh, thank you. Dan, I'm out. So what do we do now? It's 11:28.
We still have other people. Are we Shweta? Shweta?
People show the hands.
Go ahead. Yes, we have more people raising hands actually.
Shall we talk?
Yes. That good. That's good. Right there. Right there. All right. Perfect. Uh, this is that oil based pen or regular black pen?
No, it's a regular black pen.
Regular black pen. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't finish, right?
No, not yet.
Fine. I mean,
I just thought I'll show you the progress.
yeah, yes. I mean, overall, I love it. Just as I mentioned before, for the ocean, you could draw like a few lines, maybe a few curvy lines, not too much, just a few waves. And then for the shadow, yeah, definitely. I see you didn't finish it. That's the only thing. You could also add some shadow, um, for the buildings. Oh, I see you added. Oh, okay, I see what you did. You put a little shadow on the side. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Oh, okay. So since there's a shadow that comes from the other side, so you wanted to make sure. Okay, I see, I see, I see. But overall, I love it. Just
How
don't forget the wavy lines for the oceans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kyle, if we have time today, is it possible for you to take a picture of Sveta or Lena's classwork and then show us how to add shadow to these kind of scenery, because I think it's a common issue for participants.
Yes.
How to do a shadow for a real scenery.
Well, I think they can send it to my email, and then
If you could take a
also,
picture and email Carl,
yes,
Lena, and Sweta,
yes,
and then
send me an email. Yes,
maybe Carl has time to show us how to do shadows.
Sorry,
I will.
don't think maybe have someone they didn't show us. It's good work.
All
Okay,
right, great work.
I'm gonna remove the spotlight. Who else is ready to show your classwork? Is Pearl ready?
No more.
Okay, Rhonda, are you ready?
I can show you, but I'm not fully finished.
Okay, let's see. Wow. You have
Okay.
a shadow, okay?
Yes. I see.
That's the shadow. That's the
That's
shadow.
the
That's the
shadow of the
yeah.
tree.
Yeah, she's almost done. I mean, she's getting it. She's getting it right. She's getting it right. Okay. Other thing for the ocean, if you want, you can add some blue in the middle and just leave a few wavy spots, a wavy white spot, just to show that okay, this is actually the ocean. So, and what else overall?
For the sky.
The sky, you can give it a little blue too. For the tree in the back, you can definitely give it some brown on the bottom and some green. Yeah, I see. Okay, I see that. Oh, I see what you did with the house. Well, overall, it's great. I like it.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, who else is ready to show? We have participants who have not shown any work so far. Would I be able to entice you? Oh, no, Laura already showed yours, right? Muriel, do you want to show your work? I haven't seen yours. If you are willing to, you need to put on the video camera.
I'm a different Laura.
Oh, you're a different Laura? Silver is a different Laura? Okay. Laura, you need to put on your video on, then I could spotlight you. Yes. Oh, beautiful.
Well, I don't know. I took your idea of the igloo.
We are the very, very creative people thinking different trees to live in the same environment as the igloo.
Oh, the igloo. Yes. I love it. I mean, for the igloo, you could add a little. You can make the line at the bottom a little bit thicker, especially the lines by the entrance. You know, the entrance.
Okay.
Yeah, just to show this is okay. This is the actual entrance, and maybe give it a little bit of black. But overall, I love it.
I had trouble here making the shadow fall on the igloo.
Oh.
Yes, so
I mean,
shadow
in the
is
first,
the trouble.
yes,
Yes.
I think if you check the first class that I made, yeah, I think you know what? I think I'm gonna use your drawing and use it as a reference. Okay.
Okay, I'll send
I
you a
can,
picture.
yeah, you can send me a picture. And I know if would is there any more? Okay, but overall, I love it. Great work.
Thank you.
Laura, I'm going to give you another crazy idea. Next time, next picture, draw a pyramid.
Okay.
We are all going to go to extremes, Laura.
Okay, thank you.
I'm doing that. Anyone else who has? Oh, I see Lynn here. Lynn, did you do anything? Do you want to show something? I keep missing your work. Lin Wang, anybody, anything to show us? George, anything to show us? I haven't seen your work so far. Ke-Ming, Linda, Eliza. You're very welcome to show us your classwork and get feedback, because all the feedback benefits everybody. We are all learning together. Karen?
Yes,
Okay, I guess most people are camera shy, so maybe maybe Carl, you could start showing us
yes.
the shadow part of the classwork submitted by our artists. Thank you.
I think I'm gonna a very quick drawing. Not perfect. Yeah. Not a perfect drawing, just showing you. And let's say you're using pencil only, right? You know what? Actually, you're using markers and pencil. So what I'm doing now, I'm just trying to figure out where I'm gonna put my details real quick. I'm using this the igloo reference. So it should, these are actually my markups. And I believe they have something that comes on top, right? Like so. Do we have a question in the chat? No?
No, I don't see a question.
Okay. That's not a question. Okay. Let's see. I think I'm gonna have to make a separate video in regards to shading.
That's an excellent idea, Cal. If you could do a tutorial of
Yes, I think I will. I think I will. I mean, I
And
know
then-
some of you, yeah, some of you did have shading classes before, but not.
Because the perception of light and shadow is a very difficult thing for me to manage and to interpret through drawing and painting. But it is such a fundamental skill to make a piece of artwork pop and look amazing. So a tutorial will be great.
Yes, I think I will. So So let's say you want to, like, you want to have an idea on where your shadows will be, like right from the beginning, just by using the pencil, right? Or let's say you're using a marker. So let's just imagine that we're using markers, right? So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna draw my lines first. Draw my outlines. Oops. That's supposed to be like this. And I have this line here. Yeah. Okay. Now, let's just imagine she's under the sun, right? So let's say the light comes from here like that, right? This direction. So I'm gonna show you how to do it with like basically with a pencil, and then I'm gonna show you how to do it with a marker. So with a pencil, very lightly, let's say that this is a light, right? So the light will be on top of this object, right? So on the opposite side, right here, we have some shadows, right? So whenever there's light, there's also shadow. So I can just do this. So in the previous class, I remember we did this little exercise, right? So you can apply the same principle for the shadows. So let's say you're using pencil, right? Let's say this side will be darker. So you draw these lines like so. Now, let's say you want to make it a little darker. So you do this. So let's say the corner will be a little darker, right? Just add more lines. Now, since we have our light here on top, so this area basically will be covered with a little bit of shadow. So you go like this, all right? And we know that all these areas will be covered with light. So on the opposite side, at the bottom, we'll have some shadows casted like so. Now for the for as for the door, we can make it literally darker because there's no light going in. You can do the same here. And do the same right there. Just add a few, like so. Now, the light is basically crossing our object like so, right? So our shadow will be something like this. So there to there. Now, in Loa's case, like as before, so some areas are darker and some are lighter. So let's say we have this object, right? I'm just gonna show you. And then we have another object right next to it, like so. And our light is on top. So everywhere there's light on one side, there's a little bit of shadow on the opposite side. So this area would be a little darker, right? And around here. So let's say you're using marker and you want to show that, okay, this area is dark but not that dark, right? So you can, with the marker, you can draw your lines like this. And this is the same thing you do when you want to show like lighter shades. You draw these lines like so. For the darker shades, you simply press a little harder on the tip of the marker, or you just use a larger tip. So this would be this for the shading, and this for the shadows. I'm gonna leave this if you want to take a screenshot, of course. And let's now around here, let's say our object is on the floor, right? So there's still gonna be some shadows right here. And that part would be very dark. And like I said, whenever there's light on one side, there's still shadow on the opposite side, but also we're still gonna have some shadows that's gonna bounce on that object. So we draw some few lines like so. So for instance, in that case, right, you can follow the shape of the igloo and we do this. Then you can do that. So since this part, you know, this branch is covering a little bit of that area, we can add a few shades, not too much, But as we go down, we have darker shades. So, and this area is definitely darker. So I'm leaving the screen if you want to take note or copy the drawing or do a screenshot. But after the class, I will put this same drawing in the folder as a reference, so then you can go back and forth and study it. So it's 2:51. Do we have another question?
I don't see a question in the chat. Everyone is welcome to unmute yourself and ask a question if you have.
I like what Henry draw about the palm tree, right? And this is the way look like a cartoon. So I think next time if Carl want us to draw something like a cartoon and show us something like this way it look like cartoon, that way, because I see we draw just like we draw.
I see what you mean. I see. Definitely. I have a few copies of drawing that I made. So definitely I will put them on the folder, and I will also send you reminders so that you can check that folder so you get used to it. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, I agree with Pearl. I also have the same issue. When I see a reference picture, I have the impulse of just copying it because our idea of a palm tree has many, many leaves, right? So it's very hard for my brain to simplify the general shape in order to get the essence so that it would look like a cartoon. For you, your presentation, I think you have very clean lines that simplifies it. For me, it's very hard to do that. I think that makes a huge difference trying to get the essence of the shape of things and then use very simple lines to represent it. Is that the key?
Yes, definitely. I will give you more references, definitely. And also, as I mentioned before, I will do another video and I will share it with you.
Thank you. There is a comment and request. Could you please add the explanation of the shading
with the image?
With the image also. That way, because we learn different ways. Some people learn through reading. Some people learn through watching you draw. Some people learn through actually doing it. So writing an explanation of why you shade it and how you shade it, what guides your thoughts when you do an image, when you do shading, will be very helpful for people of different learning styles. Thank you, Carl.
Yes.
Are there other questions and suggestions, comments from the artists participating in this class? You are very free to ask. Unmute yourself and ask.
Beautiful lesson, Carl. You're really helping us to understand depth and enhancing the drawing. So we appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you. And we love your feedback. We are constantly striving to improve our class. And the recording of the sessions will be available after class when Carl is able to share the link. You are very welcome to watch the video recording. You could adjust the speed of the recording also. You could adjust up to like 2 times of the speed to quickly do it, so you don't have to spend 2 hours watching it if you don't have that much time. And our statistics includes the number of viewings of the video online within the first 48 hours of the class. So by 3 o'clock Friday, the number of viewers will be reported as online viewing for this class, in addition to the live number of participants. So the more you view, the more helpful it will be for our staff. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. I just put the homework in the chat. So basically, it's going to be a scene that you see, or it can be a photo, but it has to be a scene that reminds you of your childhood. And in order to help you, I will give you like more photos, more drawings, and possibly I will do another video that's related to faces and shadows.
Something.
Thank you, Carl. There is another question of how to draw clouds.
Oh, I just done it.
You did it, right?
Yeah, I just did it.
Okay.
So.
Okay, so
Ways you can do it.
I answered something in the chat.
And feel free, right?
Yes, yes.
Of course, you could pick any scenery from your childhood experience, or an imaginary scenery in out of space place. Lian, I know you are a world explorer.
Yeah, I know.
Yes, I'm looking forward to seeing your results.
I even like adventure video games.
Yes, I see that. Any other questions? We have 2 minutes before the class ends today.
One more thing. If any of you has an issue with their email, please contact the library or send me an email so that I can see, actually, because I remember one of you guys said that her email wasn't properly registered.
Did you get a bounced email when you try to reach the students?
Yes, I think I had a bounce email. So I think I'm going to follow up with you, Yanli, regarding that.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
Okay, so sometimes when you register online, if you accidentally misspell your email address, that's what I copy from the online registration link, and that would not go through. Sometimes I try to guess and try a few possibilities, and it actually went through. So.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much, everyone, for participating in today's class. We have 3 more sessions of the cartoon drawing, and I am hoping to plan for some Asian brush painting classes later at the end of the summer or beginning of September, after I find out how much funding we have raised. I will keep everyone informed later. I inform everybody in the chat that there is a paper making session this Saturday, organized by my coworkers. So you are very welcome to register and sign up. The same session will be offered by 2 other libraries some other time, but the first session will be this Saturday. Enjoy.
All right.
Bye, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Enjoy,
much.
everybody.
Harry.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
See you
was
next week,
fun.
same
Thank you.
time, same Zoom link.
Thanks for
Bye.
another great session.
Thank
Very
you.
interesting. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Lynn. Bye-bye. Okay, I'm going to end this session now. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.
Bye.